All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to take a moment here, show you this cool plugin. I use it almost every single time that I'm in the studio. It's from Waves, and it's the F6, and I use it to sidechain different instruments in order for it to react and create a little bit of room for other instruments and vocals to fit in. So we're going to go ahead and pull up a couple tracks here, and I'm going to show you how it works. I do have two vocals here. These vocal lines are going to be ambient vocals in the key of G, and they're going to be from a company called AZM Music. This is from their launch sample pack. I will link it in the description below. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're just going to go ahead and pull up some music here from or some loops here from Unison. We'll go ahead and load Drum Monkey real quick. Let's do, well, since they're ambient vocals, let's do ambient down tempo. All right, we'll just go ahead and keep this. Once again, this just kind of show you the basic idea here. And put that right there. And then let's go ahead and move that. Pull up Bass Dragon here, and we'll load in a bass sound. Now, any of these plugins from Unison, they're all really cool. They, as you can see here, they kind of allow you to come in here and create patterns. They do have their own built-in sounds. Some of them are good, some of them are iffy. But anyways, if you want to get your hands on any of these plugins from Unison, feel free to check the description. Just a fair warning, they are affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of kickback, and it does help the channel here. So if you want to do that, go ahead and grab that. These vocals are going to be in the key of G, so we'll grab something in G. And we're going to go ahead and jump up here to down tempo. And the cool thing about these is at least Bass Dragon and MIDI Wizard, you can actually link these. So this chord progression will change whenever I create the chord progression over here in MIDI Wizard. So let's just go ahead and do this. Let's change up some chords there. There you go. And I will mention that MIDI Wizard does overload the CPU, so we might get some cracks and pops, but I'm going to try to work through that. So. You know what we'll actually do here? Let me see this. We'll actually jump up here, mess with the bass first. And that'll be fine for this. So we'll go ahead and drag the audio in here. And And we'll remove bass dragon. Okay, we got that locked. All right, that's good. Now bass dragon always loads 2 bass lines, so let's just go ahead and delete that bass line. We'll go ahead and delete that. So now we've got this bass line here, and we will mess around here with the MIDI wizard real quick. I'm not 100% sure why it does this. They just updated it. I've said it for the last few videos. Maybe I'll jump over there after this and see if they got an update for it. I've tended to stay out of a lot of the groups and stuff, where they post all that stuff. So, all right, there you go. Now let's pull this up and go ahead and get rid of this. All right, so what we have here is our loop. Okay, this has all of our instruments, vocals, everything, okay? We're going to go ahead and mute the chords here. And I am going to go ahead and send all these over here to my mix bus. So I have the 2 vocals going to my vocal bus, and I have all the instruments going to my mix bus. And I'm going to show you how this works in conjunction with one another. All right, so now that we got everything set up, let's go ahead and jump over here to effects. We'll roll down here to waves, and it's the F6. Now the F6 RTA is going to be what you want, all right? So we'll go ahead and grab stereo, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the plugin on the track that we want to affect. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I want the bass to be affected by the kick drum. So I put the plugin on the bass guitar, and I'm going to side chain it. And I'm going to side chain it with, which one is it now? It's going to be the red. Yep, there you go. Okay. Now, I have a set default here, okay? And I'm going to run through the settings that I have. But I have a side chain template that I use. Now, I go ahead and I put it to the mid section here. And roll through it here. All these frequencies are kind of irrelevant at this point. They're all just kind of set up pretty basic so that everything stays right across the board. I have it affecting the exterior for the side chain, and I have a split. Okay. Some people might do this a little bit different. This is just how I do it. So at this point, what I do is I have it set up like this, and once again, I have a side chain on. I have it side chain to, actually, I wanted to side chain to, to the drums. Okay, now, let me turn this stuff down so we don't get our ears blown out. I can bring it up if we need, and jump that back. All right, so pull this up here. You see it's the drums that we're seeing on here, right? Because we have our RTA, or actually right here. There you go. Now we have it set to our side chain, right? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to carve out some frequencies here. So generally what I do is I keep an eye on this and bring it down a little bit. Oh, of course it's not. I had everything selected and I put it on all. That's why. All right, there you go. Now, on bass. We want the sidechain to be with the drums. Okay, we already covered all that. Okay, we have it set on sidechain right here. And now we're going to go ahead and sidechain template. There you go. Now, so you can see these lower frequencies are going to be being affected by the kick drum, right? So we want to carve that space out. Jump up here to 5. Let's bring 5 down a little bit. Okay. And we can do a little bit on 3 and a little bit on 4 just to kind of help carve out some more of a space right there, but they ain't really going to be affected by too much, okay? So the idea here is that you'll be able to hear the drums a little bit more through the bass. So let's turn this up and I'll bypass it on and off, okay? So it's a subtle difference, but you can hear that the bass drum is not sounding super muddy and convoluted whenever it comes through, whenever you have those frequencies cut out. A similar technique people use is compression in this way. I personally like to use an EQ that acts this way because it cuts a specific frequency rather than ducking the whole thing, you know? And I've used both together at the same time to gain different kinds of effects. But I use this all the time, and it just really helps kind of clear up the drums when they got to punch through the bass. So now we'll go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and throw it over here on the mix bus, okay? Now, the mix bus here, we're going to sidechain it to the vocal bus, okay? Now, we're going to do a lot of the same stuff here. Here, we're going to go just bring this all the way up. That way we can adjust it the way we need. Okay, so we're going to basically do the same thing here. So let me kind of get this set up a little bit. And yeah, we'll go ahead and roll with it. All right. We're going to go ahead and check out the vocals here. Okay, so they're already a little processed because they're coming out of a pack and everything, but I obviously don't have them all EQ'd up and whatnot. But what we're going to do now is we're going to let it play in a loop. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull down some frequencies and kind of cut them out and see what we can do here. The one thing I am going to do real quick, I'm going to use a different EQ that I like here. And I'll just go ahead and put this here. And we'll just cut out the low frequencies. That way we don't have that muddying it up at all. Cut it out at about 250 or so. All right, there we go. Now, I'll go ahead and start this. I'll open up the F6 and I'll go ahead and start pulling out the different uh, frequencies, and then we'll A/B it back and forth and see what it sounds like, and go from there. Okay, so sometimes it works. Excuse me. Sometimes it works to have the drums into the mix bus. Sometimes it doesn't. So in this case, the vocals were taking a little bit too much out of the drums, so it was kind of making everything sound a little empty and hollow. So in this case, I just went ahead and pulled it out. Usually, you'd have your own like drum bus and everything, and you could run them alongside the mix bus, and then send everything to a master bus. But we just really want the vocals to pull out of the keys that we have and the bass that we have. So once again, I'll go ahead and play this, and I'll A/B it and let you hear how the vocals just kind of cut through the mix. They kind of come up front. So once again, it is a subtle difference, but it's a subtle difference that makes a world of difference. Especially whenever you start bringing all your volumes up and you start, mess with the loudness, or you get it over to somebody for mastering, and then they got to start doing all that, and then before you know it, it's mastered, and you have all this muddiness in there, and you're like, where did all that come from? It comes from doing little things like this. So it's basically a quick rundown on how I do this stuff. Obviously, you kind of want to get in there and fine tweak things as best you can, but at least just for showing you how this thing works and what I use this for. I don't know if there's another plugin out there that's doing this. I've been using this for years and I absolutely love it. And this is exactly what I use this for. I use some of the other EQs like the um, REQ here. Um, Yeah. So, anyways, I use this too. But, anyways, I'll go and link this as well. But I'll also link the F6 to the show notes down there. And if you want to grab it, I think it'll give you like 10% off or something like that, your first order or whatnot. So, I'll go ahead and link that down in the description. And other than that, we got talk to you guys soon.